Sup guys, it's Alex here, and today we are done with week 1 of the NFL season. This was a crazy week 1. We started off with the Chiefs beating the Patriots, and we had some pretty interesting games going on with the Rams destroying the Colts, the Bengals getting destroyed by the Ravens, and then the Jaguars upsetting the Texans. And we had some pretty big upsets here in week 1 in the Fantasy Football League, the Super Celtic 24 subscribers. I was supposed to win by 7.9, but my team completely pooped the bed and ended up losing by 25. Team Bora was supposed to win by 5.9. They pulled out like a 35-point victory. Jordan Goodhart pulled out a 31-point victory after losing, or was supposed to lose by 8 points. So that was a huge swing and an upset. Then Action Jackson was able to beat the replacement referees by 6.3 points, even though Action Jackson was supposed to have 150 at one point after Kareem Hunt's big breakout. And then Mackenzie Cowlig was able to beat Thomas Baker by 11, which is pretty close to the projected score. So I'll just go ahead and give you guys a quick rundown of what happened with the starters. Won't go too much into the bench. Right here, the top scorers for me were Marcus Mariota and Isaiah Crowell / Julio Jones. I didn't have a good day at all. Look at Tyler Eifert getting 1.4 points. But then over here, Team Miller Jr., he had Matt Ryan, LaShawn McCoy, Charles Clay. They were able to destroy. Plus, he had the Panthers defense and Dan Bailey. So, man, that was pretty bad for me. I'm going to have to pick it up in week 2. But I don't know if you guys saw, he had Tyler Lockett starting. And guess who he dropped? He dropped Russell Wilson. So now that means Russell Wilson, he's projected to get 19.3 points this weekend. He is playing the 49ers, and he is on the waiver list. And guess who is number 1 on the waiver priority? That is me. I'm going to be picking up Russell Wilson. Hopefully that's how it works out. I'll definitely need him. I have Marcus Mariota starting, but he's only projected to get 15.5 points, and then Andrew Luck's over here on the bench. I'm going to try to drop Kevin White, who is out for the season, apparently. And so that's going to be pretty interesting to see if I can get him and get him started in week 2. Let's go ahead and check out the quick box score for Team Bora versus Team Faraday. Team Bora had Matthew Stafford and Melvin Gordon, Dalvin Cook, Amari Cooper, A.J. Green, Terrell Pryor Sr. Basically, his whole entire team was pretty stacked. And so then over here, Team Faraday, he had Mark Ingram, Demaryius Thomas. He had the Ravens defense. He had the Rams defense on the bench, so that would have helped him out, but it wouldn't have brought him too close. And then Tom Brady, who kind of disappointed in his first game. And so next we have Action Jackson versus the replacement referees. Action Jackson was supposed to have a huge game, but Le'Veon Bell disappointed. Kelvin Benjamin disappointed. The Texans defense disappointed. The Chris Boswell disappointed. He was still able to pull out the win, though, because of Kareem Hunt, who had 45.6 points, along with Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Howard, and Brandon Cooks. And in one of my other leagues, I made the mistake of benching Kareem Hunt because I didn't think he'd do good in his first game against the Patriots, and boy, did I pay for it. But then the replacement referees, they had a pretty strong comeback, but they ended up coming just short. The Vikings defense failed them on Monday night, same with Dustin Hopkins. But then they had Leonard Fournette, Jordy Nelson, DeAndre Hopkins, Jeremy Maclin, and Cam Newton, along with Devontae Freeman, showing some promise. And so back to the scores. Team Goodhart with a huge upset victory over my ball, Zach Ertz. That's pretty funny. Man, I feel so bad for him. He had Andy Dalton, who got -3 points. He has David Johnson, who's supposed to be out for 8 to 12 weeks. Todd Gurley had a pretty good game, along with Michael Crabtree, Zach Ertz, and Larry Fitzgerald, along with the Bills and defense and Kai Forbath. It was a pretty strong game. But Team Goodhart he had one of the best games of the week, best teams. He had Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, Antonio Brown, Golden Tate, Kyle Rudolph, Christian McCaffrey. His entire team was stacked, along with Will Lutz, the kicker. And so in the final game, we have Iowa Cowlig beating T. Bakes 10. She had Kirk Cousins, Ty Montgomery, C.J. Anderson, Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Adam Thielen. Man, they just came up clutch. T-Bakes had the Sam Bradford guy, but, man, his wide receivers just completely destroyed him there. Then Lamar Miller, Mike Gillislee coming up clutch, but then the rest of his team didn't do too well besides the Steelers defense, and he has Allen Robinson, who's out for the rest of the season. So there we have it. Those are the results from Week 1. It was a pretty crazy week. Hopefully Week 2 is even crazier. I'll let you guys know what is going to happen with that one, and I shall see you guys later. Congratulations to all the guys who won. And for the guys who lost like me, we'll get them next week.